I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're about to listen to a sample of today's Ground Zero show. If you'd like to hear the podcast in its entirety, sign up at aftermath.media. I'm Clyde Lewis, and this is Ground Zero. The numbers to call tonight, 503-225-0860. That's 503-225-0860. Glad to have you with us tonight. Of course, we're on radio stations across the country. TalkStream Live keeps us lit, connected to all those radio stations that air across the United States, coast to coast. Also, groundzero.radio and groundzeromedia.org, two places to go if you want to catch the show. And, of course, we've got aftermath.media if you want to listen to the show at more convenient times. Subscribe today. Helps the show out a lot, and we love to improve on our little digital playgrounds. Good place to be, safe place to be, so we don't run into the hassles of the Joe Rogan type of things going on, and the other, what they did to Alex Jones. We try to avoid all that, but I mean, it's almost like it's inevitable anymore. The way they censor stuff and cancel stuff. So please subscribe to aftermath.media. Really appreciate that. Here's something that I don't know. This is going to sound odd. But around my house, since, Ground Zero has become an independent show, we've learned to roll with the punches with regard to budget. Okay. And what I mean by that is our household budget at home. Okay. So, we get so used to paying the bills a certain way, the rent a certain way. My wife handles the bills. I handle the rent. I handle some of the other things, and so we just do it when we get around to it. I mean, of course there are dates we have to do, but what I'm saying is that we usually count on each other to make sure that everything's covered. And we rarely find ourselves talking about money unless there's an unexpected medical bill coming up or something, because everything's usually taken care of. We have stuff set aside to make sure that everything's taken care of. We have food in the house. And so it was like 2 or 3 days ago. Now, this is going to sound odd, but my wife never asks me when payday is. She never does, because she's independent as well. She tries to be independent, and she's had jobs. She has been working lately because, there's been changes, and we're thinking about moving, and so we don't know whether or not we're going to tie ourselves down to, being here. And so she doesn't want to get a job that she's going to have to quit like 2 or 3 months down the road, or 3 or 4 months down the road. So first time in a long time, she said, "When's payday?" And usually, when the wife said, "When's payday?" that means there's debt somewhere that you need to pay, because you certainly don't have it because you've spent all your money on the bills and the insurance and stuff. So I don't have a company that pays my insurance. So I have to pay full price for 3 members of the family, which gets pretty expensive, especially when you're purchasing life-saving drugs that my wife and I both have to take because we're both cancer survivors. So we just, we go with the punches and we make sure we have everything set aside. So she said to me the other day, she says, "When's payday?" And I'm like going, "Well, it's coming, honey. What? Is there something that we need to pay?" And she says, "Well, a bill came, and I don't know if we have enough money in the budget to pay for it. It's some surprise bill." And I'm saying, "Okay, well, let me look into it, and we'll see what we can do." Then Liam comes downstairs, and he says, "I need money for this." And, he rarely, because he has his own business too. He has a computer. He has a shoe business that he flips shoes, which is an interesting thing that he does. We're talking about athletic shoes. And so he never asks for money. So he came to me the other day and he said, "Hey, when's payday?" I'm thinking, okay, first your mom, now you. I was looking at my savings. I was noticing my savings there was a deficit in my savings. And I'm like thinking, what the hell's going on? And I realized we are now feeling the pinches. We had everything figured out, and now we're spending more money because of inflation. We're spending more money. And like I've said, I mean, we're prepared in our household for this type of thing. We have food in the house, so if we can't afford to go to the store all the time, we're able to eat the food that's in the house. And we have, of course, preparedness meals too, because the food from preparewithgroundzero.com is it's good food. It's not MREs. I mean, you can eat it. I mean, there's pancake mix and macaroni cheese and all these other things. Plus, I'm dieting again, which means that I can't eat this high starchy food. I can't. I mean, yeah, calories are great, but I'm usually eating salads, and I'm trying to eat a lot more lean meat and less junk food. So that that's kind of a switch too. And so all of a sudden we see the budget is not fitting the debt. It's not fitting we're finding ourselves spending more now than we were before. And so, like I said, it's not every day that the wife or the kid says, when's payday? And so it got me thinking about, why is this happening? Why are we, suffering here in the United States? Well, you can blame it on Joe Biden if you want to. But there's something a lot deeper than that. I mean, it's easy to get political and say, well, this is all Joe Biden's fault. And it could be. But here in the United States, what's most important to think about is that we have become accustomed to having everything that we want. We have a food cornucopia. We used to have low gas. I mean, our markets, you go to the supermarket, and it's been a constant source of amazement with how we have so many things, a variety of sources, supplies, all kinds of food, all kinds of snacks. And the Super Bowl's coming up, and a lot of people are saying, I can't find chicken wings, or I can't afford chicken wings, or I can't afford burgers or hot dogs. So, I mean, our diet has a multitude of food paths. We have so much variety. So many brands, so many ways we can fill an appetite in this country, so many ways that we can cater to the Super Bowl. Whatever is coming up, we're planning on anything from chips to dips to chili to, you name it, it's there. But a lot of people are realizing that it's costing too much. It's costing more than it used to for certain cuts of meat. It's costing, chicken wings are hard to find. People are saying, I can't find chicken wings. And see, it's the bottomless chicken wings at a Super Bowl party that aren't going to happen. It's a 6-layer dip that's not going to happen. Many people are realizing that they just can't afford to do this. They can't even go to the bar. Okay, and not only that, but bars are going to have like these requirements to have a vaccine card or wear a mask or whatever, and they're going to be lifting those soon. By the way, they're going to be lifting all those restrictions soon, hopefully. But and so when we ask, well, why is it that we don't have these things? Why are the shelves bare? Well, they say, well, it was COVID-19, of course. It's COVID-19. There's another way though to look at what is happening. It's either COVID-19, the president, or something else. Well, I'll tell you what it is. Your government and the governments around the world are pushing big businesses into weaponizing food. They're weaponizing food sources, and other things in order to make changes to the Western dietary intake, in order to make lifestyle changes and spending changes in the Western world. Now, you're going to say, well, that's a big duh, but think about it. We were saying for the longest time that with the technocracy comes the scarcity economy. We are seeing the scarcity economy now, but it's going to get even worse. Even they say it's going to get better. No, it's going to get worse, and I'll tell you why. We'll be back with more. Keep it here on Ground Zero. You just listened to a segment of Ground Zero. If you'd like to hear previous shows along with having access to our online library and social media platform, sign up now at aftermath.media. It's only $10 a month, and there's also yearly specials to fit your budget. Again, go to aftermath.media. I'm Clyde Lewis, and thank you for supporting Ground Zero.